Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. Now listen, the word courtier is it's kind of weird. No one uses it anymore. Let's just switch the word courtier with actor. Okay, play the perfect actor. So, the perfect actor, the perfect persona, the perfect reputation, the perfect image that you create flatters, yields to authority, and asserts power gracefully. Robert Greene talks about this. He talks about a soft power, okay? Hard power is not going to work nowadays unless you're like the president or Vladimir Putin or Kim Jong-il. Unless you're one of them, just being very forceful, being very powerful, being very mean and aggressive, it's not going to work for you. And that's just what it is. So, you have to assert your power gracefully. Now, when you want to court someone almost means persuade them, seduce them, get them to do what you want. Okay, that's what it means. You have to kind of mimic them. Now, you don't want to mimic them so much that you lose all your uniqueness. So there's a fine line between mimicking them too much and mimicking them just the right amount. So I'm going to teach you how to mimic them just the right amount. Not right here because we're just talking about the law, but in, my paid premium programs. I'll get you right. I'll get you acting right. So, to be the perfect courtier is a dangerous game because, listen, you're wearing a lot of masks, so to speak. You're playing a lot of different roles. You could get caught, you could be banished, so to speak, meaning like everyone knows that you're just a fake, basically. So it's a dangerous game. You got to be careful. Even back in the day, you could get beheaded. You could still even get thrown in jail today. It's a very dangerous game. So you have to please people, but you can't please them too much. You can't really be like I think the word would be called like a kiss ass. Okay, you can't be just, oh, I'm here to please you. Like, I'm here to please you. I'll do anything you want. Let me do anything you want. Okay, gotta please them just a little bit. Here's a little something, something. Please them, not too much. Okay. Obey and distinguish yourself at the same time. So if you're too eccentric, if you're too wild, if you're too crazy, society and everyone's just gonna think you're a lunatic. They're gonna think you're insane. If you're dressed up in like a clown outfit, you're walking through Walmart, people are gonna be like, oh, that's a clown. Like, you're too out there, okay? But maybe you have like a clown print on your shirt. Okay, it's subtle. It's making them look a little bit different, and the clown's kind of a weird example, but it is what it is. It's like wearing a SpongeBob costume as opposed to just having SpongeBob on your shirt, like a Supreme SpongeBob shirt. Okay, you know what I'm saying? One will make you stand out just the right amount. The other one will be like, oh, that's haha, what a joke. Okay, so you have to be able to obey the rules of society, the laws of society, the laws of nature, and also distinguish yourself subtly. Great courtiers, so great actors. I'm trying to think if actors is really the right word, because I feel like when you hear actor, you might think completely fake in Hollywood. It's just you acting in a certain way in order to be the perfect courtier. So, great courtiers in history have mastered the science of manipulating people. Now, once again, the word manipulating. You could call it persuading, you could call it convincing, you can call it seducing. The point is, getting people to do what you want them to do. That's what the word manipulation means. So you have to be able to manipulate, persuade, seduce people in order to be a great courtier, in order to be a master courtier. So now we are going to talk about, in the book, it talks about this, and then it gives some things that you need to do and that you need not to do in order to be the perfect courtier. So the first one is never be the bearer of bad news. So if you're bringing bad news to people, you're not going to be the perfect courtier. Always, always, always bring good news. And this is a thing I teach in some of my premium programs, more in depth than this, but create a little trigger. Maybe your trigger before you're going to talk to someone is going like this. And that's a trigger to always just bring good news, okay? Only good news. Only bring good news. Only bring good news. Alter your style and language to the person who you are dealing with. So that's, being that social chameleon. I actually am going to make a course on how to be more social, and I feel like I'm going to call it social chameleon, like how to get anyone to like you instantly or something, okay? How to make anyone like you instantly, because that's what you want to do. And as a confident person, you don't really care if people like you, but you want to be able to make people like you instantly based on what you're doing. So I feel like I'm going to make that course. It might be linked. I mean, right now when I'm filming this, it's obviously not done, but that social chameleon course will be coming out. And I'm trademarking that. I'm using that because I feel like that's perfect. A chameleon, you know, it changes colors. It changes colors based on its environment, who it's around. So make sure that you're doing that. Let's say you just had dirty clothes on, right? You're gonna fit in with dirty people. If you're going somewhere where people have suits on, you need to put a suit on real quick and blend in with them. Plain and simple, right? And use that different language, the correct language, that whatever language they are using. You might not know what language they're going to use right off the bat, but you just talk to them a little bit and then listen, and then just feed the words back. Feed that vocabulary back to them. Like just the other day, someone was buying something from me and they used the word caveat. I happen to know what it is. Caveat is basically a downside. You might call it a con or like a negative. I was like, okay, yeah, that's caveat. People use different words. People have different languages depending on, their environment, who they were raised around. So, arrange to be noticed. So this goes back to obeying but distinguishing yourself. Not being too brazen is the word they use. Extravagant. Not being too wild. But you have to get noticed some way. Do not criticize. So criticizing goes on along with don't bring bad news. Criticizing is bad. It's not good. If you criticize someone, basically everyone's going to think that you're going to criticize them too behind their back. That's just what it is, because you're already showing what you do. Be your own mirror. So in the book, it's talking about mirrors. You look at the mirror, you can see your reflection. Going one step deeper, be aware of your actions out here. Be aware of how the other person is seeing you, okay? You have to be able to do that. You can't always just be stuck in your emotions like, oh, I'm mad. You have to know, okay, people are seeing me as mad. If I want to get what I want, I need to be a little bit softer, a little bit nicer. So be your own mirror. Do not joke about appearances or taste. So if you want to make jokes, don't make them about appearances, so what they're wearing, how they look. Don't be like, oh yeah, your teeth are like a horse, or oh yeah, that style, my grandma had that style back in the 80s, whack. Don't do that, okay? Appearance and taste, because along with intelligence, when we said in another law, make yourself seem dumber, make yourself seem dumber than the person you're talking to, or dealing with, whatever you want to call it, and make them feel smarter. So, appearances, taste, intelligence, don't joke about those, because people hold them highly. They put pride in them. They care about them. Okay? So, find a different place to put your humor. Not on appearances, taste, or intelligence. Taste is like what they like as far as food. It could be the color of their car, and also, their car could be the appearance too. But appearance obviously appearance comes from taste. You like a certain thing, so you wear it, then you get the appearance. So appearance shows taste. So we could even, at a core, we could just say, don't joke about taste, because I feel like appearance comes after taste. Appearance shows taste. Oh, you're wearing a red shirt, you must like the color red. Alright? Even though if you ask someone, do you like the color red? They might be like, oh no, I'm wearing this shirt. But I mean, at some level, they like the color red or something on the shirt. You sprinkle sprinkles on top of a cake. You don't coat them and layer them up, because it's just be too many of them. So, also be frugal with favors. So, if someone asks you for a favor, maybe they haven't asked you for a favor in 3 years, cool, do it. But if they're asking you every day, like, hey, can you bring me this? Can you do this for me? Don't do it, okay? Make them pay you. Then it becomes more than just a favor, a free favor. So make sure that you're careful and be very limited on giving out compliments and favors. Be a source of pleasure. Be a source of pleasure. So we were talking about never be a source of pain. Don't bring bad news. Don't bring criticism. Or don't give criticism, don't give bad news, don't give jokes about appearance and taste and intelligence. Be pleasant. Make your master seem smarter. Make people seem smarter than you are. That's being pleasant. You're giving compliments. Frugally, you're giving compliments. Frugally, you're giving favors. Frugally, you're making people seem smarter than you are. That's all giving. That's all pleasant. Be a bearer, a source of pleasure. Then when people come to you, they know that, oh, I'm just going to get pleasure from them. Okay? I am becoming more aware of this because I have, I feel like I've been a little bit too negative throughout my life, and I just wasn't aware that the negativity that you put out, even if you're just getting because most of us are like, we're trying to get our problems off our chest. We're trying to express ourselves, our problems, so that people maybe can give us advice. We don't directly ask for advice, but maybe we're seeking some type of advice or some type of help or some sort of reassurance. That's what most people are doing. You cannot give the negatives out. You got to give the positives. You can probably pretty much frame anything you say into a positive. It just takes work, it takes practice, it takes awareness. Okay? So always be a source of pleasure. Not everyone is blessed with charm or wit. So sometimes it's not easy to give that pleasure because you're not charming. You might just be like very dumpy, very slow, very not witty. And people are probably just going to think of you as more on the negative side, more on the unpleasurable side, because you don't have this charm, this charisma, this energy, this wit about you. Courtiers are like magicians. They deceptively play with appearance. Show people what you want them to see. Show people what they want to see, okay? So you have to be a magician. You have to show people something that they want to see, all right? That way, they are attracted to you. They're lured into your web, whatever you want to call it, your trap that you have set out with them. It's like that old saying goes, you'll catch more bees with, or flies with honey or sugar rather than like poop or something nasty. Okay, so be pleasant, play with your appearance, play with smells, lay the right bait, so to speak, just like we talked about in another law. So you want to alter perception and viewpoints. You don't want to try to alter beliefs, because people believe in some stuff deeply in them. So you don't be like, hey, I want you to change how you believe. No, you'll be like, yeah, I understand you believe that. I agree with that 100%. Look at this way. Yeah, let me show you this thing. It kind of makes you look at it a little bit different. So you want that approach, okay? And you can use those word tracks right there. I always go in depth. I tell people, I tell my clients and just people in general, whenever I get the opportunity, that our reality is based on perspectives. We have to learn how to use these. So perspectives, or frame, like however you're looking out at the world, okay? Our reality is based on those. So you need to be able to use your magician-like skills in order to alter viewpoints, alter perspectives, alter frames. And there goes that paper because it just fell. Yeah, so, that's it. That was a really, really good law, Law 24. Play the perfect courtier, so play the perfect actor, play the perfect reputation, play the perfect image. That was a really, really good law. And if you need some help developing your new image, getting rid of your old one, creating a new one, living that new one, becoming that new one, so that you can live a better life. And better life to me means being healthier, wealthier, happier, more friends, just more of the things that you like, more time and energy spent on doing the things you like. You can go ahead and message me now, and I'll get you set up with what you need. Just type in new you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you feel like someone will love it. Once again, Law 23, play the perfect courtier, which means, actor.